Hello everyone, welcome to English grammar lesson. This is Tabassum Hat from DI School. This tutorial is all about the past perfect tense. The past perfect tense is used to refer to actions that took place and were completed in the past, such as I had played, he or she had played. Have an overview. In this tutorial, I am going to teach you how to form a past perfect and when to use a past perfect. But before we get started, it's good to know that in English language we have different regular and irregular verbs. Now let's get started. An English verb can be regular or irregular. Regular verbs form their past and past participle form by adding ed to the base form, like walk, walked, walked, dance, danced, danced, paint, painted, painted. Means second and third form remain same. Irregular verbs form their past and past participle form in different ways. There are mainly three types of irregular verbs. Verbs in which all the three forms are the same, like this. Verbs in which two of the forms are the same, like this. Verbs in which all forms are different. How do we form the past perfect? We form the past perfect with had and the past participle. We use the same form of the helping verb had every time with all the subject. Past participle for regular verb we use ed with the main form of the verb. For irregular verb we use third column of the table. Now take a look at the sentences. First, I had painted the door yellow. Second, they had paid for dinner themselves. Both the sentences here are in the past perfect tense. In first example, painted is a regular verb, and in second example, paid is an irregular verb. How do we form affirmative past perfect? For the regular verb we use had for singular and plural, and the past participle. The past participle can be made by adding ed to the base form of the verb. Here underlined verbs are regular verbs. Base form are play, walk and watch. Now we need to pay extra attention to verbs that ending in an e, such as live, close, wipe. These verbs use had and a past participle, but in forming a past participle, we will use the base form of the verb and add only d as given in the example. We also need to pay extra attention to verbs that ending in a y, especially that is preceded by a consonant such as spy and study. Here the y becomes I and then we add ed. Spy becomes spied and study becomes studied here. Now let's have a look at affirmative past perfect. For the irregular verbs, again we use had and third form of the verb, but here the past participle have a unique past perfect form. I had gone home. Here gone is an irregular verb and the main form is go. Let's have a look at the past perfect in question. For the regular verbs, again we use had and the past participle, again the base form of the verb and ed. Had she talked to him? Had you kicked the ball? Had they walked on farm? And add question mark here. For irregular verbs also we use had and third form of verb and again the unique past perfect form. For example, had she quit her job? Had you driven her car? Had they paid for dinner? Quit, driven and paid are unique past perfect. Let's have a look at the past perfect in negation. First, for the regular verbs we use had plus not plus past participle, which again is made by adding ed to the base form of the verb. I hadn't listened to the news. It hadn't rained since yesterday. They hadn't closed the window. Now for the irregular verbs in past perfect negative we use had plus not and a past participle with unique past perfect form. For example, she hadn't quit her job. You hadn't ever driven her car. They hadn't paid for dinner. Here underlined main verbs are irregular verbs. Thank you for watching the video. I hope I follow your attention.